Good evening, everyone. I hope you all having a wonderful day as it is the end of the week. Closing it out on a positive note for myself as far as trading goes. Solid trading week. Even though I didn't participate in yesterday's grind up, I did participate in today's grind down. Took one trade only, and it treated me very well. And I'll show you guys that here in just a minute. We're going to go over our monthly time frame. We're going to look at our weekly time frame, and then lastly, we'll look at our daily time frame. As far as the larger picture goes, kind of giving you an update on how we closed out the week, and then we'll look at the 30-minute time frame, kind of get into the nitty gritty. If you guys want to stick around for the technical analysis of that, I know these videos are usually somewhat lengthy, as I do go into pretty good detail as to what occurred with each time frame. With that being said, if you guys do not mind, please leave a like and comment something down below. If you traded well today, if you caught a good portion of this move down today before we rallied into the close, or just had a good week overall, just let me know down in the comments. Whether you were trading or just chilling on your couch, let me know. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, starting out, we're looking at our monthly, right? Monthly is still in a 5-month balance, okay? We have been pushing up into the upper region of our 5-month balance high at this 4208.50. The 4141 to 4200 level has been a big key area. So far, we've had a lot of trouble really kind of going trend and holding trend in the intraday in this area. We have this massive wick from this time back in February. March, we pushed up into it. And then April, we're kind of getting some extension into it, trying to reclaim and take out February's high, which is our yearly high. If we can do that, get above this monthly balance high, then you'll look to take out last August's high at 4327.50. Pretty good distance between there and between the balance high and that monthly extreme high there at 4327.50. This market is trying to get some legs underneath it, but in a weird and volatile fashion, as it is short-term traders and algorithms controlling most of this movement. We haven't seen a whole lot of volume as far as a couple weeks ago we had some massive ranges and large amount of volume. This week and the last week, volumes kind of dried up. Ranges kind of contracted, and then we've kind of over the last 2 days have had a little bit of an extension and increase in volume. So monthly is in a balance, keeping an eye on this 4141 to 4208 area, trying to see if we get acceptance in or above this range. If we can we still have a decent amount left in April, and it is a good possibility we can take out this balance high here. So if we do take out this balance high, the monthly will become be one time framing up, meaning we're taking out monthly highs and a balance high. And then their next target would be that August high. So let's look at our weekly time frame. I'm gonna keep this monthly chart or the monthly balance up just so you can see how we're moving into it on the weekly. The weekly is one time framing up. Weekly is healthy. We've been one time framing up since we took out this 3-week balance that we came into a few weeks ago. We've been one time framing up 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row. I was kind of wanting to see us maybe a rollover, take out last week's low, consolidate, and then go for a move up. We didn't do that at all. We just remained in a balance for majority of the time on the daily. Consolidated a good portion and then try to get a decent amount of extension above last week's high, continuing the one time framing up by taking out last week's high. But we are pushing up into this area that a lot of traders are keeping an eye on. So big area of resistance, big area that a lot of people have their eyes on. They're wanting to either put on a position here, get out of position, or just monitor and see how we react to this area. Because if we do not like this and we roll over, that is going to be telltale of how this market is going to play out over the next few months. We may remain in a rather choppy session in choppy sideways range for the next several months if we cannot take out the balance high and get through this area. But the weekly is looking up. We are looking really, really strong from a weekly standpoint. Even though we didn't close too much further above last week's high. Last week's high was 41.63.25. This week's close was 41.66.50. So we literally closed 3 points above last week's high. Decent amount from where they closed last week, but last week's high, we're not really closing too much further above that. Weekly, one time framing up looks well. Let's go into our daily time frame. Show you guys how it is reacting to this range as well. Just kind of give you a, there we go. Daily was in a pretty decent sized balance, and then we took out the balance yesterday. We are pushing up into this range. Once again, keep an eye on this. And the reason I'm keeping my eye on this and being careful about when I take long positions and if I hold on to them or not, whether it's trend or not, is because of the way we reacted during today's trading session. And I'll show you that on the 30-minute time frame if you guys missed out. There were opportunities to trade, but overall, it was a very wacky day, to say the least. Daily was in a balance. I'm kind of conflicted on whether or not I should say we just stretch the balance for now, or we're going to give the buyers their due and say that the daily is one time framing up 2 days in a row now. We did take out yesterday's high, but not before or but afterwards we did roll in and take back majority of its trend day and barely closing above the balance high. So my conflict is the fact that we took out the high, didn't get much extension above that high and find acceptance above it and continue to move up higher like we'd like to see for the buyers. Instead, we took it back and rolled over and took back most of this trend day as those buyers were not very strong. They were relatively weak. And you can see here on the volume that it was above the average amount of volume today versus yesterday's volume, which was relatively low. And it just kind of shows you that the grind up was short-term buyers and algorithms with Momo buyers stepping into the market. And then today, kind of the same thing, right? Those buyers got out of the market. We rolled over, took back most of that trend day, and the volume increase was just shorts piling on, as well as buyers getting out of their positions. Algorithms kind of controlling the market. Short-term traders controlling the market right now. We had, you see these days back here where we had large amount of volume. That's kind of what you want to see these days, but we are not seeing that. During these days, we had nice range, good amount of volume. Here, not so much. If you wanted to be confident in the push above that area of resistance here, you would want to see volume that looks like this. Because we do not have that type of volume and that type of range to the upside, does not make me too confident in the buyer's ability to hold this and continue to push up higher. Doesn't mean we can't, but there is a good probability that we either take, I say chances are good for both sides that we take out today's high or today's low coming in Monday. If we do take out today's low, then we'll just come back into a firm balance and say that we just that we just stretch the balance. And if we take out today's high, then we just resume the one time framing up and continue to grind higher. So just keep that in mind. Volume and price and time kind of regulate what the market's trying to do. How much time do we spend up here? How much volume is up here, right? We want to see how the price is being advertised up here if buyers step into this market. Now let's go ahead and look at our 30-minute time frame. That was way too lengthy of a explanation for those 3 time frames. All right, so the 30-minute time frame, not going to spend too long here. uh, as it was a pretty wacky day. We opened up inside the upper distribution, or just below the upper distribution, and above that previous balance. Pushed up, took out the daily high, had really good extension, and then B period opens up, can't take out A's high, rolls over, and then sets the tone for the remainder of the day by taking out A's low, stretching the initial balance, taking back 1-2 sets of single prints, creating its own, and then C period opening up, holding that set of single prints, not getting back above the opening, rolls over, takes out B's low, continuing the one time framing down, filling sets of single prints, getting the initial balance low, one time framing down, had single prints to the downside, got the overnight low. So things were in sellers' favor, within 3 time frames. And what you wanted to see was buyers find acceptance either in or above the upper distribution. The fact that we couldn't showed how weak these buyers truly were, as we did one time frame down for 6 time frames straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 time frames before we had this rally in H period, and took back majority of this trend day. We took back 5 out of the 6 sets of single prints from yesterday. All day long was a short opportunity for any pushes up. My opportunity came late in the evening in H period. I shorted here. I'll show you guys here in a second when I pull up the next chart of destinations. But any push up was a great opportunity to short. We actually had an opportunity to have a triple distribution. Triple distribution day, as we had a small set of single prints here in B period that we were holding, right? Kind of circling right there with my mouse. Small set of single prints that we were holding in B period. And then we created another set here late in the evening before setting a new low in the day. We had a small set here that got taken back. Believe it or not, we do have a double distribution day, as we hold this set of single prints by a tick, as M pushed up to 65.75, and they filled at 66. So we held it by just 1 tick late in the evening. Let me bring up these destinations so you guys can see how we kind of took back yesterday's trend day. Now, all these green destinations that you see, are these green markings on my chart, are areas where single prints were. And as you can see, as we pulled into them, they became a target to fill on the downside, just as single prints on the upside become targets for us to fill. Single prints to the downside become targets to fill. There's something to lean on the day of, but the next day or days after, they're not as strong, and you look to see if there's enough supply to backfill, or if it's on the upside, there's enough demand to fill on the upside. But you can see that we just kind of take take back these single prints here, as we one time frame down in B, C, D, E period, F period, where we had that opportunity for a trend day. And it's kind of crazy to think that we had a trend day down into a trend day up, back to back. It just goes to show you how emotional and short term these traders truly are. We take back these sets of single prints here, take back the sets of single prints here, right? And then we hold this last set of single prints, dipping our toe into it by 3 ticks before rotating up, and then, closing back near the opening and above yet the previous balance high. Now, what trade did I take? I took my classic all-time favorite afternoon rally high trade. So at the time, we had single prints up here in B period above us, and then we had went trend down, attempted a triple distribution day down, and you can kind of sense we had a set of single prints in G period that we were trying to hold. H period opens up, could not take out G's low, as it was right. It came down to the tick at where the single print started, which was C's low. G period did, and then H could not take out G's low, so it kind of gave you an idea that maybe we would start to alleviate alleviate some of this short pressure and get the weak shorts out of the market before rolling over, right? So that opportunity comes is whenever it's the first afternoon time frame. So any time frame after F period that we take out a previous time frame's high is when you can have an afternoon rally high. Textbook is when you have a set of single prints above or below. We had a set of single prints above. So we were looking to short on a push up because we knew that it was just going to be a stop run and it was going to be shorts covering and no real buying pressure coming into the market. Anybody that did buy above G's high, they were going to become the ones that got hurt, kind of like shorts did yesterday. Anybody buying here was going to become hurt. So a nuance that you wanted to keep an eye on was we had a 4Y point of control here at F's high, and you did not want H period to get to F's high. If they got to F's high, then things might have started to change and we might have taken back more of this day. But as H pushed up, we could see that the volume was rather weak. It wasn't as strong. I could see that on the 1 minute, and on the our intraday, we pushed up right up to the 144. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys and show you exactly where it was that we pushed up to. So right here where I'm about to highlight, let me zoom in. We pushed up right to that 144 simple moving average on our 1 minute chart right here. Boom. That's where I began to get short, began to enter my short position right here at 52 and 50. I was really confident in this setup and in this trade. I entered in on the push up into the 144 simple moving average. I entered in a 5 lot, then added another 10 lot, and then added another 5 lot at 52.50. So average price was right around 51.50. Excuse me. So I had a 20 lot position here against that 144 simple moving average. And then as that volume was kind of weak, you really weren't seeing a whole lot of volume increase around that area. We started to roll over, got back below the 144 simple moving average, and I knew that this trade setup was going to be something for the books, right? My target was the day's low. So let's go back to our 30-minute time frame here. And then that 144 simple moving average also correlates with a 15 on your 15-minute chart, a 9 EMA. If you don't want to look at the 1 minute chart, you can look at the 9 EMA on the 15-minute chart, and it's basically the exact same concept. We pushed up right into it, and I took that short position, 20 lot position. This thing rolls over, and I was targeting the day's low, but seeing that I was up a pretty decent amount on a 20 lot, and didn't know exactly how this market would react near the lows. And we were coming to the end of this time frame in H period because we did push down relatively quickly after rolling over and getting back inside G's range, not getting that point of control up here. I didn't know how this market was going to react, so I moved my my target up, and I got that target right around 43 and 42.50 is exactly where I exited the trade. And I got out with a nice 89 and a quarter points, 89 points on the day. That equates to roughly $446 because it was the MES, but nonetheless, 89 points on one trade. I mean, come on. Doesn't get any better than that. Thankfully, I did get out of that because after we set a new low on the day, we did end up rallying up and then stopping the one-time framing before pushing back up into the set of single prints into the close. So overall, good day for me. We end with today's high, today's low, a set of single prints, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so not a wide point of control, 8 wide, but nothing to carry forward. I will mark this small set of single prints as it is just one tick of single prints. I'm gonna keep it, real. We're gonna mark it double distribution day for the most part. But today's low, today's high, double distribution day, and let's mark those destinations, kind of give you an if then statements of what could occur to going into Monday. If you made it to this portion of the video, please be so kind to leave a like, because it is a lengthy one. And if you made it here, you are a freaking trooper. All right, so today's low is 38. We're just going to move this single print down to 38, and then say low of day not the 15th, 423. And we're going to make that solid. Boom. Now we have our high of day up here at 88, or excuse me, 89. 89 is our high of day. Boom, boom, boom. High of day. Boom, boom. And then we have a very, very, very small set of single prints, but nonetheless, they do hold. Imagine we don't take this back at all when we open up Monday. We open up below and just rotate lower. Wouldn't that be freaking hilarious? All right, 66 is where this fills. So we're just going to keep it as is. 66 is where our single prints fill here at 14 on the 14th. All right, so 41.66 single prints fill, and you can see right there M period just barely missed it. So if we open up in the lower distribution here, and we take out the day's low, you will fill this set of single prints left in the beneath us at 41.38 to 41.33, and the next destination after that is 41.24.50 low of day. We get that and we take out today's low, or if we take out today's low, you will get that, and we'll be coming into a balance on the daily, depending on how much of a balance it is, depends on how much we take back on these dailies. However, if we open up inside the lower distribution and cannot take out the day's low, you will look to fill this small set of single prints and then rotate into the upper distribution. And you would like to take out the day's high at 41.89 and continue the technical one-time framing up. If you open up in the upper distribution and you cannot take out the day's high, you roll over. You look to take out the day's low because there isn't anything to lean on the downside besides this set of single prints. And if there's enough supply, you will fill the set of single prints below. So keep that in mind coming into Monday. Keep your hard hats on. Stay nimble. Stay free. Be patient. Wait for the trades like I did. I mean, I waited all day long until H period to take that trade. And I knew that whenever that came, I wanted to take that trade. Now, my out was relatively high, as I was expecting a little bit more of a push up. I think my out was right here at D's high is where I would have gotten out of the trade. But, I was willing to take the risk by shorting early, getting in, and knowing that the market was on my side and a good attempt to roll over. So be patient, use stops, stay safe out there, enjoy the weekend. We'll catch you guys on Monday.